about AI. I know you guys have seen these before. You're used to them. Hopefully you're getting some value out of all these amazing tips that we've been giving from our different speakers at the AI Summit. And Keith here not only is a speaker at the summit, he's also a sponsor for the summit. His company, AI Ecom Hero, they're developing a bunch of really cool AI tools for e-commerce sellers. And they have a really great Facebook group you can join to talk about AI and learn all these things. So it's great to have Keith at the summit. And Keith, welcome. Why don't you tell everybody a little bit about how you got into AI?
Oh gosh. Well, my background is I was a senior research scientist for 30 years. So AI is what I wanted to do out of college 30 years ago. 30 years ago, we weren't anywhere near where we are now. I did some work with some expert systems back in the day, but the technology didn't really catch up until after I retired. I retired in 2020 to focus on my e-commerce business and to travel the world, which 2020 really wasn't the right year for that one. So I've come out of retirement to get back to the thing I love, which is AI. And it made sense that the very first thing that I would apply it to would be e-commerce, because I've been doing that as a side business since 1999. And back in the old days, I was an internet evangelist. That was really my background. I was on the internet back when people didn't know what the internet was, back in the early to mid 90s. I remember the day that the first web browser, Mosaic, came out, and it probably took me 2 weeks to get it running. It was not easy back then.
But yeah, I've been listening to it's a book about Jeff Bezos' story and how he communicates. I forgot the name of it. But it talks about how when Jeff Bezos started Amazon, the internet wasn't really that big yet. And it was kind of when he first started pitching the idea, people did think he was crazy. And so many investors said no. So it's really interesting to think about what you said. You started when people thought you were probably crazy for being involved in this internet thing. And look at what the internet has become now. And oh, by the way, look at what AI is doing now with the internet. And can you imagine where we're going to be?
The parallels are amazing. And I've seen three major disruptions in my life. I think when I was a kid, when the PC first came out, that was a major disruption. And then about 20 years later, when the internet came out, that was a major disruption. The third one is AI. I don't consider the smartphone, the Apple Store, any of that to be on those same levels. Smartphones were just derivative of a PC. It was a shrunken down PC you could carry in your pocket. The internet was truly something unique and different. Same with AI. And I get a lot of the same questions that I got that I would get when I would talk about the internet. Is the internet going to take my job? Is AI going to take my job? How does it work? All of these, how can I make money with it? That's the important question, I think, that a lot of people didn't ask in the early days of the internet. It's a question you need to be asking right now about AI.
Yeah, and it's still really the internet. It's so much money has been made on the internet. And I can't believe, myself, since I left my corporate job, since I left my job working for the Air Force, I can't imagine how much opportunity there has been in the internet. And I've made so much money working online and helping other people work online. And I just think it's so cool the way that the world is connected now. And with AI, that really speeds everything up in kind of a scary and exciting way all at the same time. So at the summit, you're going to be talking about not only are you going to take part in our opening keynote where we're talking about what is the future going to bring that's going to blow everybody's mind, right? But also you're going to do a talk about prompt mastery. And, that is one of the most important things you can do when you're in computer programming. It's all about what you program into the program to make it shine, right? And when you're working with AI, no matter the tool, you really have to know how to talk with the tool that you're using to get great results. So talk to everybody a little bit about what you're excited to share about prompt mastery.
Sure. And one thing I'll say about that too is that you really hit it on the nail on the head there. That you're still talking to a computer. We're not programming in languages like C++ or Python or anything like that, but we are having to translate our human thoughts into something the computer can understand. And in this case, it's natural language. But it still matters how you phrase your questions to the AI, even though you're using just plain old English. We all need to work on our communication skills. If you've ever had a miscommunication with another human, not like an argument, but truly a misunderstanding where you're just not on the same page, you'll have that with AI too. And so that's where prompting can come in, where you help guide the AI, use language in terms that it can understand more easily, and you get much better results. And that's something that I see when people first try something like, say, ChatGPT. It really depends on their first experience, how they come away from it. If they ask a question, they don't word it quite right, they might get a really bad response. It might even hallucinate and make something up, and they'll come away with a bad experience. But if you ask it in the right way, it'll blow your mind. There's really no other way to describe some of the things I've seen ChatGPT do. We're all content creators now. With the help of AI, we can create anything.
It is so I can't even believe it. Before we went live here, we were talking about some of the projects that both of us are working on, and just things that I could only dream of, I'm able to build now. Products that I was working on for years, I was able to build in one afternoon, including the visualizations for it. I just can't believe, I'm so excited. The one word that we've been talking about to describe AI is magic, because it really does feel like magic. It doesn't seem like it should work this way, but we have an opportunity here with the upcoming AI Summit to, introduce all of these different ways that we're using it in our businesses, ways that we can use it, not only in our businesses, but in our personal lives, in our studies, in our research, in our hobbies, all the different ways that we can use AI. And it's going to be so much fun to hang out with all these AI enthusiasts, people who are already really into it, but also newbies that bring new questions to the table, things that we didn't even think about. That's how we all grow. So I'm so excited to bring everybody together at the AI Summit. And you guys, you can go to amazingathome.com/AI, and you can take advantage of our early bird pricing and join us at the summit. It's going to be a great time. We're doing 2 days virtually, over 16 sessions. And before we let Keith go, we should ask him for one really great tip that he has for us in terms of AI that we can use today.
Sure. And in keeping with the topic of prompts, I'll give you a prompting tip, and I'll give a whole lot more when we do the conference. But one thing that I've never seen anybody talking about, so I wanted to highlight it, is give an example in your prompt. So when you ask ChatGPT a question, give it an example of what the answer should look like. It will help it tremendously on giving you the answer that you're looking for. And that's something I rarely see taught. People talk a lot about context and things like that, but just giving an example of what you're looking for really helps more than anything else.
So a practical tip today, I was using AI to help a friend with a resume, and I told ChatGPT, I said, hey, I'm going to give you my existing resume, and I gave it a little field in brackets that said resume. And then I said, and then I'm going to give you a job description. And in brackets, I put JD. I said, I want you to read the resume, and then I want you to read the job description. And then I want you to rewrite the resume in a way that is still true of my experience and skills, but also matches up with, is more appealing to the job description, right? To help me apply for this job. Also, I want you to ask me any questions for gaps that you see between my resume and the job description, so that I can clarify for you, and we can write those additional areas of my resume together. And then I asked ChatGPT, If you understand the task, type ... And sure enough, ChatGPT came back and said, yes, I understand. I will take your brackets resume and your brackets JD, and I will rewrite the resume ... And so it was ready for me to give that resume. And sure enough, I just copied and it doesn't have to be in any pretty format. You can just gobbledygook, it'll figure it out. And that's what I did. I just literally, in the job description, just highlighted the whole site, pasted it in, and then sure enough, it put out the resume in bullet point format, everything. And I was able to create 4 distinct resumes plus cover letters for 4 different jobs in a very fast period of time utilizing this technology. So like Keith said, give it an example, tell it what you want, ask it, and then ask it, do you understand what I'm asking you to do? And get that confirmation, then move forward. And remember, you can always return to that chat later to build on that conversation. So later in the day, I went back to the chat and added in another job to it. And so, yeah, great example of how to use it. And I think even when people are doing image prompts, I want to see something like this. The other thing on Midjourney, as long as we're going, right? Midjourney, what I love to do, I posted a video the other day about this. What I love to do on Midjourney is I'll go into the Explore on the Midjourney website and look what other people are doing. And you can click on their photos, and underneath it is the prompt that they used. And so if I really like a photo, I'm like, oh, that's cool. I wonder if I could do that. I saw one of limes and I was like, I wonder if I could do that with roses. So I just grabbed the prompt and changed limes to red rose. And it just came up with a single red rose. So I was like, okay, red roses. And it did multiple red roses. So you guys can follow me on TikTok or on Facebook, and you can see those examples of what we're doing there with those. And you, of course, can learn way more about prompt mastery from Keith at the AI Summit. Keith, thank you so much for these amazing tips today. I can't wait to nerd out with you about all of this.
I can't wait either. This is going to be exciting.
Yes, you guys head on over to amazingathome.com/AI, and you can use Keith code to save $50 on your ticket. So Keith AI is the code. You can use that at checkout and save $50 on your ticket. We want to see you there. We made it super affordable. Plus, we're doing early bird pricing right now. So amazing. And we just want to hang out with you for 2 days, and we want to all learn together. So hope to see you there. And Keith, thank you so much.
Thanks.